Hello students, welcome to my English class. Today I am going to discuss chapter number 7 from first slide. The name of the chapter is Glimpses of India. Glimpses of India means a view of India. Now this chapter includes three more chapters, means three sub chapters. Okay, so part 1, a baker from Goa, part 2, Kurg, and part 3, tea from Assam. So in this video I will discuss part 1, that is a baker from Goa. Now from the title itself you can have some idea that the chapter is going to deal with a baker. Okay, a baker is from Goa. Now in olden time, in olden period, Goa was very famous for bakers. Okay, and the main profession that time in Goa was baking. Okay, so baking that time was indeed a very profitable profession in Goa. So when it comes to baking, okay, there should be a baker. So about a baker from Goa. Now this is saying this is a paint portrait of a traditional Goa village. Okay, this is a paint portrait of a traditional Goa village. This is a paint portrait of a traditional Goa village. Okay, Goa village baker who still has an important place in his society. Now paint portrait, okay, this means an informal description of a person or group of people. So informal description, it is informally describing a baker here. Okay, baker from Goa. Now the narrator is saying our elders are often heard reminiscing nostalgically about those good old Portuguese days. Now good old Portuguese days. Now earlier the Goa was ruled by Portuguese. Okay, so our elders, the narrator's elders in Goa, they are very nostalgic about their good old days when they were children, and that time Goa was ruled by Portuguese. So now as they have grown up, they are very fond of remembering their good old days, okay, when Portuguese used to rule there. Now the Portuguese and their famous loaves of bread. And the Portuguese were famous for their loaves of bread because they were generally bakers and they baked good quality of bread. So now loaves of bread. Loaf means pieces of bread. Bread is uncountable and loaf is countable. Loaf, L-O-A-F. Loaf is singular form of loaf. So pieces of bread. Those eaters of loaves might have vanished, but the makers are still there. So those eaters of loaf might have vanished, means disappeared. The narrator is saying this means that there are people living there in Goa, but they do not have that same kind of love for those bread or loaves. Okay, but they do not like bread nowadays, okay, so much, but the makers who used to make the bread those days, they are still present there in Goa. Okay, so the makers are still there. We still have amongst us the mixture, the molders, and those who bake the loaf. So the narrator is saying we still have with us the mixer, a device which mixes ingredients. Then the molders devices that mold dough into loaves. Now mold means giving shape. Okay, and dough, dough, a thick malleable substance made by mixing flour with water or egg or butter, etc. These kind of substances. Okay, so molders, they are devices that mold dough into loaves, and those who bake the loaves and the bakers, those who bake the loaves, they are also present there in Goa. Okay, still now. Those age-old, time-tested furnaces, those extremely old, okay, time-tested furnaces. Time-tested means have survived with time. Okay, Furnaces, an industrial heating device, okay, a big oven you can say, still exist, are still present there. The fire in the furnaces has not yet been extinguished. So the fire in those furnaces are still burning. They are not put off yet. Okay. The third and single of the traditional baker's bamboo heralding his arrival in the morning can still be heard in some places. Okay, so some places in Goa. Then the narrator is saying that how the baker used to arrive to their village. Okay, with a third and singling sound. The third, that he used to carry a bamboo stick. The baker used to carry a bamboo stick in his hand. Okay, and he used to hit that bamboo stick on the ground. So that's creating the third sound. And zingle sound, that zingling sound, that at the top of the bamboo stick there were bells hanging. When the bells collided with each other, produced that zingling sound. Okay, the sound of bells. So that third and zingling sound of the traditional baker's bamboo heralding his arrival means announcing his arrival in the morning can still be heard in some places in Goa. Okay, still can be heard in some places in Goa. Okay, now saying that some places in Goa, maybe the father is not alive, but the son still carries on the family profession. This narrator is saying maybe, okay, the father is not alive, he is dead now, but his son is still carrying that family profession of baking. Okay, these bakers are even today known as padder in Goa. So what are the bakers known today in Goa? They are known in the name of padder in Goa. Now the narrator is saying, during our childhood in Goa, the baker used to be our friend, companion and guide. So the narrator is saying that during their childhood, when they were children in Goa, okay, lived in Goa, so baker used to be their friend, companion, we call in Hindi Sathi, and guide. He used to come at least twice a day. So the baker used to come to their village twice a day. Okay. Once when he set out in the morning on his selling round, when he used to come to their village on his selling round in the morning, when he would sell his bread, and then again when he returned after emptying his huge basket, and the second time when he would come to their village, the second time while going to his or returning back to his home after selling his bread. The jingling third of his bamboo woke us up from sleep, and we ran to meet and greet him. So early in the morning, the jingling third of the bamboo stick, okay, the jingling third sound of the bamboo stick would wake them up from sleep, and they would wake up and run and meet and greet the baker. Why was it so? So why was it so that they would wake up and run to greet the baker? Was it for the love of the loaf? So saying that, was it for the love of the piece of bread? The answer is not at all. No, it was not the attraction of the loaf. The main attraction was the loaves were bought by some paskin or bastin, the maid servant of the house. So who used to buy the loaf? The loaves were bought by paskin or bastin. Okay. In their language, they call their maid servant as paskin or bastin. So those loaves were bought by some paskin or bastin or the maid servant of the house, especially. What we longed were those bread bangles which we chose carefully. Now their desire, okay, their passion was the bread bangles. Now these bread bangles, they are in bangle like shape, round shape, okay, giving the shape of bangle, and they used to like those bread bangles very much. So that's why they used to wake up and run for those bread bangles, and those bread bangles which we choose carefully, which we select carefully, the narrator and his friend. Okay, selected carefully. Sometimes it was sweet bread of special make. So these saying that these bread bangles were sometimes especially made of some special sweet. Okay, they're giving them a sweet taste. So the baker made his musical entry on the scene with the zung zung sound of his specially made bamboo staff. The narrator is saying that the baker used to arrive to their village. Okay, we having a musical entry. Now, why musical entry? Because there was always a zung zung sound of his specially made bamboo staff. Now, why that zung zung sound? Because of the bells at the top. Bamboo staff, bamboo stick. One hand supported the basket on his head and the other banged the bamboo on the ground. Now, saying that the baker, he used to support one hand, he used to support the basket with his one hand, that is on the head, on his head, and with the other hand he used to bang the bamboo on the ground, and with the other hand he used to bang the bamboo on the ground. So he would greet the lady of the house with good morning and then place his basket on the vertical bamboo. So what would be his daily routine? He would at first place the bamboo vertically on the ground, and at the top of the bamboo he would place his basket full of bread. We kids would be pushed aside with a mild rebuke. Mild rebuke means mild, soft scolding, and the loaves would be delivered to the servant. And the loaves would be delivered to whom? To the servant. Then, but we would not give up. We would not give up while they were being pushed back by the elders. Okay, while buying the loaves, but the children would not give up. Okay, looking at their special attraction. What was it? It was the bread bangle. We would climb a bench or the parapet, a low protective wall, and peep into the basket somehow. Okay, and I can still recall the typical fragrance of those breads, fragrance scent. Okay, the narrator could still remember the typical strange scent that the loaves would produce. Loaves for the elders and the bangles for the children. So the loaves for the elders and the bangles for the children. Now, students, I can show you the picture of bread bangles. Just wait. Now, these are the pictures of bread bangles. Okay, so these bread bangles shaped bread. These are bread bangles. So the children, okay, especially the narrator with his friend, those days when they were child, they were extremely fond of these bread bangles, as you can look at the picture. So these are bread bangles. So now the narrator is saying that then he's saying that loaves for the elders and the bangles for the children. Then we did not even care to brush our teeth or wash our mouth properly. Just after getting up from sleep, they would just rush or run to the baker without even brushing their teeth and without even washing their mouth properly. And why should we? And there is a question mark, that why should we brush or wash our mouth? There is no need at all according to them. Why? Who would take the trouble of plucking the mango leaf for the toothbrush? No, that time there were no toothbrushes like we have nowadays. Okay, so they used to brush their teeth by plucking the mango leaf, and that mango leaf would be used as toothbrush that time. So who would take the trouble of plucking the mango leaf for toothbrush? And why was it necessary at all? Now, saying that why was it necessary at all? Brushing. Okay, why is it necessary at all? The tiger never brushed his teeth. Hot tea could wash and clean up everything so nicely after all. So the narrator is saying, why is it necessary to brush our teeth? Okay, just a hot tea could clean up and freshen up so nicely in the morning. Now this one. Marriage gifts are meaningless without the sweet bread known as the bowl. So in Goa that time marriage gifts were meaningless without the sweet bread known as the bowl. Just as a party or a feast same, okay, a very large meal, especially a ceremonial occasion. So just as a party or a feast loses its charm without bread, so not enough can be said to show how important a baker can be for a village. So saying that in a feast or in a party without bread, okay, the party loses its attraction, its charm. So not enough can be said to show how important a baker can be for a village. So that time in Goa, for a village, okay, a baker was very important, and it is not enough. The narrator is saying not enough can be said. Okay, there is nothing, not much that can be said how important a baker can be. Just giving the example of this bowl, okay, which was used for party or a feast, okay. Then the lady of the house must prepare sandwiches on the occasion of their daughter's engagement. This was mandatory in every Goa village, that the lady of the house should prepare sandwiches on the occasions of her daughter's engagement. Cakes and balinhas are a must for Christmas as well as other festivals in Goa that time. Thus, the presence of a baker's furnace, baker's oven, okay, in the village is absolutely essential in Goa. So the baker or bread seller of those days had a peculiar dress known as the kabai. Now talking about the dress of the bakers in those days. Okay, they had a very strange dress known as kabai in their language. Now what kind of a dress is kabai? It was a single piece long frock reaching down to the knees. So it was a single piece long frock, and the frock reaching down to the knees. In our childhood, we saw bakers wearing a shirt and trousers. Now, it was talking about very old time. Okay, that time they used to wear a special dress, a peculiar dress known as kabai. But when the narrator was a child, in their time, okay, when they were children, in their time they saw bakers wearing a shirt and trousers, not kabai. Okay, in their time, when they were children, in their childhood days, they saw baker wearing shirt and trousers, which were shorter than full length. Talking about the trousers, trousers were shorter than full length once and longer than half pant. What do you call 3/4? So even today, anyone who wears a half pant which reaches just below the knees invites the comment that he is dressed like a pedder. Okay, that he is dressed like a pedder. So anyone who is wearing a 3/4 on a half pant which is reaching down the knees, okay, so he is invited, he is getting the comment of having dressed like a pedder. Now the baker usually collected his bills at the end of the month as milkman. Okay, in our society he collects his bill at the end of the month. So same like baker, he used to sell bread every day to specific houses. So he would collect his bill not every day but after the end of a month. So monthly accounts used to be recorded on some wall in pencil, and the account were not recorded on paper. Okay, so the accounts were recorded on some wall in pencil, mind it. Baking was indeed a profitable profession in the old days. So in old days in Goa, baking was a very profitable profession. Now saying that the baker and his family never starved. So the baker and his family never starved. Starved means die because of lack of food or be hungry. So the baker and his family never starved, means they never used to die because of lack of food, or they never remained hungry. He, his family and his servant always looked happy and prosperous. Prosperous means affluent, okay, well off, rich. So baker, his family and his servants were always happy and rich. Their plum physic, here public statement about a character or quality. Okay, sorry, plum physic means pleasantly fat body. So their plum physic means fat body was an open testimony. This open testimony means public statement about a character or quality, is an open proof to this. Even today, any person with a jackfruit-like physical appearance is specially compared to a baker. Even today, nowadays, okay, in Goa, a person having a jackfruit-like physical appearance, okay, is easily compared to a baker or padder in Goa. So that's it, students. Okay, I hope you all have understood my video. So that's it. In this part, we'll continue. Okay, the second part in my next video. So till then, goodbye. Have a nice time.